How many of you saw Independence Day? Raise your hand. Independence Day? Okay. Dag, only 6 sisters saw it? Okay. A lot of brothers saw it. Now, in that movie, I just found it very odd. Hey, Enoch, can you put the trailer I want to see if y'all pick anything up. Now, remember, for those of you who saw the original, this is 20 years later, and America, I don't want to give it away. Just show the trailer. What I want y'all to, I'll just sum it up for y'all. What I want y'all to look at is the various nations that unite in this. That's what I want y'all to see.
I'm going crazy up here. I can't take it anymore. Tell me how much you miss me.
You know how much I miss you.
I can't believe it's been 20 years. Still gonna take your father to the anniversary.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him.
On this day in 1996, the world escaped the clutches of extinction.
Your father was the bravest man I've ever seen.
We all lost someone we love.
But in their sacrifice, we found the technology to build a stronger and safer Earth. Because our survival is only possible when we stand together.
What I want y'all, because y'all might have missed it. The white woman says, we took all of the aliens' technology.
We found something out here. Something only you might understand.
Oh my God. How did they get the lights on? We didn't. It happened on its own 2 days ago.
Years ago, when we destroyed the mothership, we detected a burst in an X-band frequency directed toward deep space.
Looks like someone picked up the phone and answered.
A distress call. They're coming back.
That is definitely bigger than the last one. It has its own gravity. What goes up must come down.
Shouldn't we be nervous? Yeah.
Why are they screaming?
They're not screaming. They're celebrating. We could use our isolation chamber that contains their telepathy.
Where's my dad?
How did he get in here?
Someone get him out of there.
He overrode the system. Sir, please unlock the door.
Don't you worry about me. Just get as many answers as you can.
She has arrived.
Who is she?
Our whole lives built up to this moment.
It's touchdown over the Atlantic.
Which part?
All of it.
Make them pay.
Not going up there to make friends. We've got to remind them Earth is not for the taking.
All fighters, evade, evade!
You are screwing with the wrong species.
I had years to get us ready.
We're going down!
We never had a chance.
We didn't last time either. We convinced an entire generation that this is a battle that we could win. We sacrifice for each other, no matter what the cost. And that's worth fighting for.
It's the 4th of July, so let's show them some fireworks.
Hold on!
They like to get the landmarks.
Are you crying, Aitan? Are you crying? Y'all stop. You got yourself together? Everybody, you got yourself together over there? All right. Did anybody notice anything about the technology? Nobody noticed anything. Let me hear you. What you got? What'd you see about the technology? I saw the movie, so I know what I'm about to say.
Shalom. Our technology was like, we didn't have regular jets. We had like basically like cruisers, and like they could do like turbo boost on the movie.
That's correct. But did you notice anything about the nations?
Oh, one scene they had all the flags on.
No, you missed it. Oh, damn. Nobody saw nothing about the nations. You had China, you had Europe, you had America, you had Africa, you had Japan. Everybody had technology except Africa. The mothership was landed, and remember, you asked the African dude, how'd you get the light? So we didn't. He could barely speak English. We did not. They just got there 2 days ago. And you saw the bones, the skulls all through the land. They were still primitive. I'm like, why are the Africans all primitive like that? And Esau is letting you know, you black people, you will not be involved in global trade at all. And that's the message in the movie. Other than unite and independent, all that garbage. Give me Habakkuk 3. What you gonna say, Alice?
You know, that sounds like this. I know I'm going way back, but there was this this sci-fi type of movie way back. It was a movie called Logan's Run.
I remember that.
And I think I don't remember. Somebody said, "Why is it that they didn't have any black people in it?" And they said, "Because we don't expect y'all to be there."
Yeah, Paul Mooney made a
Yeah,
joke
I think
about
it was one of the comedians that said
He
that.
said
I couldn't
every
remember.
futuristic movie, black people either got a strange head, we're blind. There's something always wrong with us. Always. Remember the head, the Klingons were black. You know the Klingons supposed to be black.
The sleeve stacks.
We were the
and all
villains.
that
We had a booty head on that up there. So something's wrong with us. Chicken bones on the head. It just look weird. But we're always weird. And in this one, there's no, unless you're with America, you have no technology. Africa was destitute, barren still. What the hell is this? Can you read? Who's reading for me? Read that for me. Habakkuk 3:16, I think it is.
This is the book.
Habakkuk 3, he sees the destruction of America and their European allies. Watch this.
Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 16. When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice.
The voice of Christ. Go ahead.
Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble.
So Habakkuk said he don't want to be alive when Christ returned. He said he wants to be at rest, meaning dead. Go ahead.
When he cometh up unto the people.
He is Christ. When Christ cometh up unto the people of the world, go ahead.
He will invade them with his troops.
I want y'all to understand, the scholars, your friendly neighborhood white man understands the Bible better than you and I. Well, not really. But they will manipulate these scriptures. They say, no, Christ is coming to invade the earth with his troops, meaning the angels. He said, we will make movies where we destroy them. We'll show the angels coming back as freaks, freakazoids, humpbacks, midgets, and all kind of things wrong with them.
Exactly.
1 eye, 3 eyes, one mouth with 47 12-inch teeth. What the hell is this? A mouth that comes out and can bite. So what the hell is going on here? All that is mockery of what the Bible is saying will happen.
I want to take it a step further. Why did they name the movie Independence Day?
In other words, all these Edomite movies are saying is that Esau will be able to deliver themselves out of prophecy, that they're not going to get destroyed in the end, that they're going to overcome it.
That's it. He said, "I'm going to claim independence from the Most High." That's what the title is saying. The scriptures are saying, "I will invade them with the Most High." Going to invade with his troops. He's saying, "The hell with that! I'm going to get away from you."
Now get me that next one. Go back to Habakkuk. Watch this. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 9. Now y'all saw in that movie, they had large industrial space centers on the moon. Believe it or not, they are trying to build that now. They are building that. But this is what God says in Habakkuk 2 and 9. Come on.
The book of Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth and evil
Now
covetousness.
the word woe means destruction. Destruction as in great sorrow because of destruction. Read again.
Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness.
Now, coveting in this context is coveting something that does not belong to you. Watch. Go ahead.
That coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high.
That he may set his nest on high. The moon. Go ahead.
That he may be delivered from the power of evil.
Independence Day.
There you go. That he may be delivered from the power of evil. It's evil for who? Esau's kingdom. That's who is evil. Because he knows Christ is coming back to destroy his kingdom. He says that's evil. The Bible says he's going to set his nest on high that he may deliver himself from the power of evil.
Now, real quick. Y'all remember, some of y'all were here. And when you read in the book of Luke chapter 168 to 72, and it says that we will be delivered from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. Y'all all right? And I asked this question last week. Here I am I'm here looking for the Savior to save me, and my enemy is right there beside me waiting for the Savior too. What kind of foolishness is that? How in the world am I and my enemy going to be waiting on the same Savior? He's here to save me from this beast. But yet he's beside me, telling us we both waiting for the Savior. I say that because in the movie they got Negroes talking about let's get him. You stupid behind. Tell me, let's get him. They coming to save your dumb black behind. He was talking about fighting alongside his enemies against his deliverance.
That's why our foreparents would sing, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. The chariot is talking about what y'all call UFOs. That's what it's talking about. Now you saw in the movie that when the chariots came, fire was developing around those chariots in clouds. Let's get that in Isaiah 66 and verse 15. Why they got fire around those UFOs? You simple. Learn your book, Negro and Latino. Learn your book.
The book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
Did it say aliens?
The Lord will come with fire.
With fire. Go ahead.
And with his chariots like a whirlwind.
This is what you saw on Independence Day. Those chariots came from heaven in the midst of fire and clouds. And people in the movie theater talking about, destroy them, you idiots.
Negroes.
Read on.
To render his anger with fury.
His what?
To render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
Y'all see that? Read on.
For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
He's going to explain how he pleads with them here. Go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Ain't going to be no independence for the white man. Ain't going to be no independence for the European Union. Ain't going to be no independence for the G20, G28, G8, G7, whatever. They will not have Independence Day. They will be destroyed. And we will have our independence. That's right. That's what I'm talking about there. That's what God's talking about. I hope y'all understand that. Got your kids talking about, Mommy, the aliens, look. No. I tell my kids, don't believe this crap. Show them the scriptures. That's what God says. Don't let. These movies are set to brainwash the youth, the kids. Right. Thank you for that word, propaganda. That's exactly what it is. Oh, no, those are alien forces out there. Be against them. They're bad. Give me that in Revelation, is it 11:18? Let me look at it. Where it says the nations were mad.
Yep.
That's it. Because the white man says he's going to be so happy when Jesus returns. No, he's not. The Bible tells you the mental standpoint of the nations when Christ returns.
I still can't swallow that thing. You and your enemy down here struggling against each other. How in the world could y'all be looking for the same Savior? Mm-hmm. It's just mathematically wrong. Something's wrong with that. Exactly. Terribly wrong. It just don't add up.
Exactly. This is how the nation's going to be when they see Christ and the multitude of angels come through the clouds. Come on.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry.
No, they was happy to see the Son of God.
And the nations were angry.
They rejoiced to see the Son of God.
And the nations were angry.
Operative word, angry. Go ahead.
And thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets.
Because when Christ, he's going to give us reward, brothers and sisters. He's going to give us reward. Go ahead. Meaning immortality, power. Go ahead.
Give, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great.
Now watch this.
And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. That's with all their pollution. I was just telling Deacon Ithon, ain't going to be no cars in the kingdom to come. All their pollutants. Ain't going to be no Nissan. Ain't going to be no Dodge Wrangler. None of that. Because those pollutants destroys our bodies. Even these cell phones that we love so dear, there are side effects behind all this technology that we see that makes people sick. And we go, oh, no, there's nothing wrong. Yes, it does. You just don't know about it. Okay? But it's a necessary evil for the time that we're in now. But the Lord's going to destroy. And a lot of these things, they throw all of the debris and garbage over in, guess where? Africa. They put heaps of motherboards and I don't know those technical terms, landfills out there.
In the Bronx too. Pelham Bay Park has the landfill, big huge mountain. That's garbage with a big thing tarp over it.
Now, here we go. Who knows the difference between? Let me just ask the question first. Between colonialism and slavery, who can explain the difference between those two words? Colonialism and slavery. Okay, let me hear that young man right there.
Shalom. Colonialism was when Esau came over here and they set up different colonies in the South, basically their own provinces where they can govern themselves. And slavery kind of went hand in hand with that because we did all the labor at that time.
Okay. You warm. What you got? Now, he wasn't wrong 100%. He was wrong a little bit, but some of what he said was correct.
Colonialism is what they did to the Northern Kingdom when they came over here. It was still slavery. It's literally the same thing, Bishop. It's just a different term. Okay. When you colonize a land, you murder them and you enforce your laws on them.
Yes, kind of, yes. Look up. Oh, he's busy, so I'll just read it. Slavery is a system of when men own other people, having no freedom of action or right to property, and you're forced to labor for free, usually, this is what I'm about to say, usually in another land. For example, they brought the blacks from Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and the remnant with them from Africa to the Americas. That was called slavery. Now, the Northern Kingdom was already here. And Britain, Spain, America, like you said, set up colonies, and they colonialized, meaning what? What did they do with the people? Enslaved them and made them do what? Do what? Free labor of what? Their own resources. They made them slave labor of their own resources. You understand the difference? Slavery, I could take you to somebody else's land, you're still a slave. But that's not colonialism. In your own land, it's colonialism because I'm forcing you to give me your wealth, your riches. You understand the difference? It's very subtle, and imperialism is the same too. Can we look up imperialism? It's very similar to colonialism. Can we look that up? And what we're going to do is go into some basic scriptures you all know. You all know, but never see. Okay, imperialism. A policy of extending a country's power and influence through diplomacy or military force. That's the same, very similar to colonialism. Extending a country's power, okay? Like Spain extended their power over here, okay? And they made the people reap their own minerals and resources. Everybody understand? If I lost somebody, let me know. I know this is some old school stuff. This back when you was 8, they taught you, but you just, I don't care about that. I know how it was. Now, I'm going to show you slavery in the Bible. Then I'm going to show you colonialism. Get Deuteronomy 28. This is slavery now. Slavery. I'm only talking about slavery. I'm not talking about colonialism now. I'm talking about slavery. That's it. Deuteronomy 28:25. Let's start there. All I want is verse 25. So write this down. Slavery.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them.
Here it comes.
And shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
That's slavery. That's what happened to many of us. We were removed as slaves into all the kingdoms of the world, meaning other countries. Now, verse 36. Jump down. Still talking about slavery.
Verse 36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
Operative term you want to see, it says, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. You were taken from your land, taken somewhere else to work. That's slavery. Everybody understand that? Don't you look confused? You all right? Okay, that's what I want to hear. Now, jump to verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
You all know that the word Egypt there means bondage. Everybody know that, right? All right, read on.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Okay, we got on slave ships, cargo slave ships. Go ahead.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And there, when you get off those slave ships, you shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man shall save you or redeem you. So now, those are very simple, very easy. Everybody knows that. But now let's talk about something we rarely, I never hear brothers discuss, especially Northern Kingdom. You know, everybody in Northern Kingdom, raise your hand. Let me see something. Well, a lot of Northern Kingdom. Okay, thank you. Puerto Rico was colonized. Santo Domingo was colonized. Mexico, so forth and so on. Y'all know the sign. Deuteronomy 28, verse 29. We're going to read 29 to 34. This is colonialism. Write this down. Colonialism or imperialism. The extent of another nation's power into another land, forcing you to do free labor of your own natural resources. Come on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
Now that's very generic, but read on.
Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
So you may be saying, well, that happened over here when we built houses, we had wives, all that happened to us in slavery too. I'm confused, but keep reading.
Thou shalt not dwell therein. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and thou shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
So you may be saying, I don't get it, I'm still confused. The slaves did that too, but watch the next verse.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes.
Stop. Let me see who's thinking. Raise your hand. Who can see the difference? Yeah, let me see Northern Kingdom, because some of y'all just annoy me. I'm confused. Northern Kingdom, raise your hand again. Now ain't no Northern Kingdom.
There you go.
All right, let me hear Gedaliah. Come on with the mic.
The difference is that they're taking our cattle, like for example, with the
Can we use the words that we're reading? What's the operative words?
The ox. This is thine ox.
Right. It said thine ox, meaning it's yours. It belonged to you. Y'all see the difference between when they brought the slaves over to pick cotton and 10 things than the Indians that were already here. The oxen belonged to them. Y'all see the difference? Some of y'all confused still. I see it.
They still didn't get
Look at Captain Zeph. Look at him. What's going on here? Read that again.
Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face.
You see, thine ass, meaning the jackass belongs to you, and it's taken from you. Do they understand y'all?
I don't think they got it, but it's certainly the bells are wide ringing. Y'all should be tearing them up in the street with this here.
Exactly.
Because this is definitely imperialism and colonialism to the utmost.
Exactly. Read on.
And shall not be restored to thee.
Come on.
Thy sheep.
Thy sheep. The sheep belong to you. Go ahead.
Shall be given unto thine enemies.
That's colonialism, imperialism. Go ahead.
And thou shalt have none to rescue them.
Come on.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. And thine eyes shall look and fear with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand.
No military might, no economic might. Read.
The fruit of thy land.
The fruit of what?
Thy land.
Thy land. Not the fruit of somebody else's land, it's fruit of your land. This is colonialism. Come on.
And all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
They're eating up all your resources. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
And what's going to happen as a result? Read.
So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see.
These nations got rich off of the resources that were here in the various lands where our people dwell. And some of it's going on to this very day.
Bishop, you're right about all of that. But that last statement had me thinking that thou shalt be what?
And thou shalt be mad for the sight
all
of thine
the
eyes.
Northern Kingdom ain't mad
They
because
ain't mad.
some of them thinking that they still have power over there. The
Exactly.
fruit like the stuff that you was reading, read those things again. The things that was taken and all that. Read some of that stuff again.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
Like the bishop is bringing out the fruit of thy land and thy cattle, thy this and that. Somebody else is setting the price for them. Somebody else is controlling the exports and the natives ain't controlling nothing.
They just said Puerto Rico owes, how much they say they owe America? Like $7 billion or something. 72, what is it, billion? And they said, okay, well, what was the result of that? Now, how is the place that's called, listen to the words, Puerto Rico, port of riches.
Now you're getting there.
They owe this place $72 billion. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Colonialism. They take a resource and they say to the natives, now you owe us. Hello? Nobody sees nothing wrong with that? You stole everything from me and I owe you.
That's the mad. The only time you're going to get mad is when you're conscious of knowing what happened. As long as you're in a television stupor, you think everything's all right.
You with, what's that rapper's name? Puerto Rico.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I was thinking about
you in that dumb mindset. Yeah, Puerto Rico.
Talking about some La Isla Bonita.
But yeah, we don't want to be a state. We want to be a territory. What did they say we don't want to be? What is it? Commonwealth. Yeah, but you want to be a Commonwealth, you still owe us $72 billion, nigga. Give it back. What? Nobody sees nothing wrong with it except the Israelites.
I mentioned that song because how many of y'all remember that song by, what was it, Madonna?
La Isla
Bonita.
That's a white woman.
Right, of course. But I'm sure Ephraim was singing the song along.
Yes.
That's my point.
Yes.
Was singing the song along with her.
Some of them is humming right now.
That's my point. I'm Ephraim and I'm beside Madonna. We singing La Isla, but bam, that's what I want to do. Get the hell off my island.
Let's get some more colonialism. Give me Lamentations 5. Lamentations 5. We really have to start getting into this, the understanding of what God is telling us. Everybody knows slavery, but very few of us deal with the colonialism that was done to the Northern Kingdom and many of our people that's left along the west coast of Africa down to South Africa. Okay. Lamentations 5, 1 through 5.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Come on.
Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
See that? Our inheritance, meaning our lands, has been turned to strangers. Strangers have taken over our lands, our inheritance. Come on.
Our houses to alien.
Our houses. This is the difference between colonialism and slavery. The Judah, Benjamin, Levi was taken from another land, brought to this. We couldn't say this is our house. We couldn't say this is our land, unless we try to join with our brothers and say our. But in that context, no, this was theirs. Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Issachar, Zebulun. Everybody understand me? Read that again for me.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our houses to aliens.
Wait. See the word aliens. The white man want to talk about aliens. God called them the aliens. Not our brothers coming from the heavens. They're not the aliens. God says, y'all see them white folks y'all love so much? They're the aliens. But I just love them so much. They're the aliens. But God, I love them. They're the aliens.
You messing up their plans you messing up their future marriage plans. Keep
exactly
like that.
But I had a good white woman in mind to marry. Can you read that again?
Our inheritance is turned to strangers. Our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless.
Because they killed the kings of our people that was throughout the lands. Go ahead.
Our mothers are as widows.
Because the white man knows kill the leading men. The women will have no power structure to support them, so they'll be forced to depend on who? The white man, their oppressor. Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
Y'all see that? We drunk our money. This is imperialistic colonialism.
Bishop, you went heavy. You came back with pure butter, hot butter. You came back with, I'm listening to this stuff with new eyes, with new ears. Can you dig it? You got some new eyes reading up. Hit them again.
Let's read that again.
Hit them again.
We have drunken our water for money.
Water's supposed to be free.
Our water.
Our water.
We used to bathe in this when we was children. This was our land. This was our stuff. That's how you would normally say. Now comes the aliens.
Exactly.
Now we got to get out of our own water.
And you know what? You got to think about it. How did they do that? How did they make us to pay for water? Very simple. You walk on it every day. What do we walk on every day? Don't say feet. What do we walk on? We go outside them doors. What are we walking on? I hear different answers. Sand? Somebody said sand? You said land? Something else. Give me another word. You heard what he said, pavement. Now, for example, if a mastermind would say, well, look, Chuck, this river runs right to where the so-called Indians live. We need to monopolize this water. Well, Bob, I think we should create some concrete and block off the running waters to them and have the waters turn towards us. That way, when they want water, they have to come here. Even the rain. So when they build these cities and things, you think, oh, it's to our benefit. Oh, no. That was to monopolize the resources of the land. So that way the Indians could say, hey, where'd our water go? They blocked it off with these, what do they call it? Dams and things like that. We must go to the white man for water now. This is what happened. Oh, God bless America.
An example of that is Panama, the Panama Canal. They said we want to control that. That's ours.
Exactly. What you got, Ethan? You got that? Please get it. American Indian land swindle.
Listen to the name of that. I just heard the title. Say the title again. American Indian land swindle.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a rattlesnake. Okay.
This is from I believe it's Hell on Wheels, and this is Esau having a discussion with Gad regarding our land and them colonizing it. Watch. They think that Gad is stupid. He's not stupid. Watch.
This Senator Crane, he's from the United States government.
Do you understand?
I speak your language.
Good. Well, Senator Crane has come here to offer your people a better way of life.
Better than what?
Better than what you have.
I like what I have.
I understand that. But your people live in the Stone Age. We live at the beginning of a great industrial revolution.
He doesn't understand why...
Chief, the United States government is offering you a piece of land of your own.
We have our own land.
No, it's not yours. It's the U.S. government's.
Did they buy it?
No.
Did they trade for it?
It's not like that.
Then how can they own it?
He has a point.
If you accept our offer, you won't have to hunt buffalo anymore or roam the prairie. You can depend on your country to take care of you.
You are not my country.
We will give you everything you need if you will just submit to living on a reservation.
We need nothing from you.
Mr. Durant, if we could just...
I'm done, Reverend. Good luck.
There's so much going on here. Tell me what's wrong with the whole scene. Somebody. What's wrong with the whole scene? Here you got, well, I ain't gonna waste time. Here you got people coming to your house to negotiate. Like I said earlier, you come to my house, I own the whole house. I own all the levels, the basement, the living room, all the bedrooms, I own it all. Here you coming in my house to negotiate with me for me to live in the bathroom.
You gotta
This
ask.
is some sickness.
You gotta start asking people on a reservation. The root word of reservation is reserved. Reserved for what? Death. That's what they're talking about. Put you on a reservation. Or a concentration camp.
The whole house is mine.
Yes.
I have to sit down and negotiate for what's already mine.
Right.
And we're going to negotiate that you could stay in the bathroom and we'll take care of you in the bathroom. Meanwhile, me and my kids, my grandparents, my grandkids, we will enjoy the rest of the house. Then we'll tell the rest of the people, come and learn about Jesus.
Right. Oh, that is colonialism.
Colonialism. Colonialism.
Bishop, you notice that, you know what I mean, like in the whole table, even though that the one who stand up is like the devil. You know that the other simple white man, he said, he's right what he's saying. That's his own stuff. Then now you want to take everything away from him. You don't want to reason with that man. When it's his own stuff, even their own devil tell the devil, hey, you have to reason with him.
You can't reason with the devil.
And that was gas. They were the last ones conquered because that's how they really were. They were not letting you take nothing. Geronimo, a prophet, he was the Northern Kingdom Nat Turner. That dude was unstoppable. They could not stop him.
He has some good movies on.
And that dude was the same way. I'm not going nowhere. And after a while, 1890, he said, okay, I'm just going to go. They shipped them over to a reservation eventually. But that's how they was. Their resolve was amazing.
Right. Can we go back? Let's go back to the Lamentations 5. Start at 2 again.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 2. Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
That's the white man, the strangers.
Our houses to aliens.
God calls the white man aliens. Go ahead.
We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows.
Because they killed a lot of the men. Go ahead.
We have drunken our water for money.
Colonialism. Go ahead.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Our wood is sold unto us. Our wood is sold unto us. Go ahead.
Our necks are under persecution.
You might think that this was only the 1800s, the 1900s. No. You better look. There's that. What's that movie I was talking about? Reference? The End of Poverty. They're doing that to this day. How they have many of our people in Brazil, I believe it's Colombia. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Some of these names these places, Peru, work for a penny a week of cocoa beads and silver and ship it to Britain and America, then send some of that stuff back for 700% profit to the same people who had to pick it and all that. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Look at that movie, End of Poverty. Don't let it slip you by.
I'm going to help them with a scene in there because there was a scene that was so arresting, I could never get it out of my mind. There's a part when they was talking about going down into Potosi. Did I say in the place right? Hello? Who saw the movie? Who know what I'm talking about? In Colombia. What was the area? Venezuela. They went down there and was in the silver mines. And they took so much, listen to what they said. They took so much silver from that. And they had enough silver to build a bridge from Potosi to America. Potosi, from Potosi to America of pure, that's how much silver they took from it. They took enough silver to build a bridge out of silver from Potosi to America. Then they said that you could build another bridge going back with the bones of the people that died while they were doing it.
That's some heavy stuff.
That's in the movie. With the bones of the people that died, they say you can build one bridge. The documentary. You can build a bridge one way, and then the people that you use to pull the silver out of the mines, you can take their bones and build another bridge going back.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
but
some heavy stuff.
Bishop, we was in Trinidad. You remember when we went to the that was like when the brothers went us before we went to camp. You remember they went us to the scene where the British camp sold this stuff and went back to Trinidad.
Right. Right. In Trinity, remember there was a lake pitch?
Yes, that's what
where they did rubber and things like that. Now, was that it was in Trinidad? Where they were the workers there was getting like, what did dude say? $3, something real cheap. But it's a $1 billion industry. That pitch that they draw up out of there is a $1 billion industry, and the people of Trinidad get nothing, not a penny from it. It's ridiculous. We're like, this is damn colonialism. The hell is this?
Yeah, but Bishop, you remember not even the street was properly done.
Right.
Where that thing came from. Their street was just like a regular countryside. There was nothing like you can say a wealth come out of that.
Right, exactly. But it was a $1 billion industry. Where we at, Officer Leon?
We was at verse 5.
Go ahead.
Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
Y'all see that? We labor and have no rest. Read.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread.
Now, this Egyptians and Assyrians, at now it's talking about the white man. How do I know it's talking about the white man? The chapter before it. Let's start at verse 21.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
O daughter of who?
O daughter of Edom.
That's the white man, the so-called white man, the red race. Go ahead.
That dwellest in the land of Uz.
Go ahead.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
The cup that the Israelites had to drink, God says, that cup, you Edomites going to have to drink that. Go ahead.
Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked.
Come on.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
So our punishment is accomplished. This is what Christ dying on the cross. Our end of punishment is coming up real soon. Read.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
We ain't going into slavery no more again. Read.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Now chapter 5, verse 6. So remember, these chapter breaks and all of that was added later. The prophets didn't write verse 1, chapter 5. They didn't do that. That came later. This was one thought. Read.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
Now start at verse 1 again.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 1.
Now this is continuing from when he's talking about Edom. Go ahead.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians.
All that means is our oppressors, our formers, our slave masters. That's what it means when it's about Egyptians and Assyrians. Go ahead.
To be satisfied.
Because remember, The book Jeremiah wrote Lamentations. This was way after the Egyptian captivity, thousands and thousands of years. So why talk about Egypt here? Okay, because they were our oppressors, just like the Assyrians were our oppressors. Everybody see that? Go ahead.
To be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
Right, because of the sins of our forefathers that were killed, the forefathers always teach the kids the same sins, and we pass those sins down through generations. Go ahead.
Servants have ruled over us.
So the white man is our servants. The Bible's calling the white man and all these other nations our servants. Read that again.
Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doth deliver. There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand. We get our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness.
So when you check out the history, like when you read, I always get his name wrong, De la Casas, Bartolomas.
I was going to bring that book in this week.
That one. We always reference that, but it tells you what happened throughout the Indies with the Spaniards, how they were forced to bring back gold and diamonds and things of that nature, and they were given little bits of food in compensation. That's what it means, that part was, we get our bread with the peril of our life. And if you did not bring back the quota, chop off with your hands or chop off with your nose. That's what they did to us. Everybody understand that?
Hey, you got to think about what the example that I just gave about what was the area again? Potosi. Potosi. How do you think these brothers brought out enough silver for them to build a bridge? Do you think they just did that on their own? No, they did that being underneath the gun, underneath the sword. They were forced to do that.
Exactly.
And in that same book, it tells you that the Spaniards ate enough food of the Native Americans. They ate enough food to feed 10 families. That's how covetous they were, that they ate enough food. The Native Americans could share between 10 families. One Spaniard ate that much. One Spaniard. They were starving them out their land, pretty much.
They mentioned that in the beginning of the film. In the documentary, they talk about how one little something feed that whole family. Yep. Y'all got to check that. Y'all got to check the documentary out. We'll say this and nobody go check it out.
Well, when you watch these things, it improves your level of teaching because you know what you're talking about. When you don't want to follow what we're telling you, you get on the street and look stupid. Somebody go, what do you mean colonialism? Can somebody come up and help me? You just come down, brother. Come down, come down, come down. Read on.
We got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the sword of the wilderness. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Now, I like that part. Our skin was black like an oven. Give me another word for oven. Furnace. You use the same word in Revelation chapter 1, verse 15. Same word, Daniel chapter 10, verse 6. So it says our skin was black like an oven. Now, get real quick on this. Give me Job 11 and 6 for you naysayers. Because the Christian apologetics are quick to say, that don't mean that. It means condition. Yeah, it does mean their condition. But it's also giving you as a metaphor for what they look like, too. Read that. Job 11, Job 11, verse 6.
The book of Job, chapter 11, verse 6.
When you get into the Bible, you learn the spiritual connotations in the wording. Watch this, what Job says.
And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom.
The secrets of wisdom. What are the secrets of wisdom? Read.
That they are double.
That they are double in meaning. Double in meaning. This is what the Christian apologetics don't understand. They don't have a clue about. You can't debate with a dummy.
You don't know why? Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom, but unto them it is not given.
There you go. Let's go back. Come on.
Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Here they go. They was black because of the famine. Well, okay, you're saying that they were black because they didn't have no food. That's right. Well, okay, let's examine the photos during World War II when Hitler starved Amalek for all those years. 5 years? Did any of them, here's a question, did any of them get black? Not near one. Don't let these dumb, evil Christian apologetics ruffle your feathers because they don't know the Bible at all.
and they come to you thinking like they have in their mind, but I'm white.
You the devil.
All I need to do is talk to them. They're
Right.
going to believe me simply because I'm white, man.
Yes, exactly.
And I'll just tell them that it means something else. They'll listen because look at me.
There you go. That's why it says precept must be upon precept. Abiel, what are we looking at? Give him a mic so we can hear.
This here is an image of Potosi in Bolivia. The silver mine, one of the silver mines, and you got the workers inside.
Oh, they're showing you
inside
what's
the cave.
inside of that mountain, it looks like.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
Correct. They've been there forever. Till this day, they're still pulling silver out of that thing. All right.
Check that out. To this day, he said this, and that's what they show in the movie Into Poverty. It's to this day, it's modern day. Because a lot of times we read the Bible, oh, that was hundreds of years ago. No, dummy. A lot of these things are still happening right today. I'm going to show you that too. What you got, Abiel?
I want to show you the actual size of that mountain.
Oh, man, that's huge.
Okay.
So all inside that mountain is silver.
Nothing but silver.
And the people are poor as hell.
They're poor as hell. Now, they got children working in there.
Damn.
The kids, there's a...
What is that called, brothers? Colonialism. Only get a liar can figure it out.
They got children in there. Matter of fact, I'm going to look it up for you later on. There's a child there's a documentary on him. He takes care of his family. His mom takes care of his sister, but he's like the dad, and the guy's like 13 years old.
Check that out.
Look at the size. Hold it so you can get an idea about the scale of the mountain. Look at the houses on the bottom. Those teeny little things, those are houses. Look at the size of the mountain compared to the houses. And just now the point is, all the inside there is death of our people. That's
Abiel,
what I want
point
you
to
to
the
see.
church. Can you point to the church on the second hill? It looks like a church. Yeah, I see a steeple. They the devil. Come to Jesus.
Come learn about Jesus.
Y'all see it? Put the hand there, somebody. Yes, right there. Blow it up. Blow it up big. Can you blow that up?
Bishop,
There's
you
a
got some
church
good eyes.
right there.
Y'all
See
didn't
what
see
these
that.
glasses do?
Yeah. They didn't see that. Now hold it. Now wait. Bishop, you bad, man. You bad. You bought that butter
Look
hot.
at that thing. That's some evil.
Damn. How do you like that?
Yeah, Bishop.
There's nothing but Satan in that thing gonna think. How in the world they gonna put a church on the mountain of death?
Now, I want to bring in attention. I'm glad you pointed out the church up there. Let
hell?
me show you. This is known as El Tío, or the uncle. That's the devil.
Wait a minute. What's that? No, never mind.
That's the devil. They worship the devil. What they do is that they say that they bring fruit, they bring all types of gifts and stuff like that, because since they're in the devil's mountain, they're mining in the devil's mountain, so they give him gifts so that they can get silver. So meanwhile, they go to that church outside the mountain, but in the inside, they're worshiping the devil.
Yeah, why is the devil black? The hell is this?
That's how it is.
We got a big, brothers, I'll tell you, we have a big job to do. Y'all have no idea. This ain't no go to Sunday school. We are at war for the souls of our people. Can we go back to Lamentations 5 now?
Lamentations 5 verse 10. Our skin was black like an oven because of the terrible famine.
Read.
They ravished the woman in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. They
raped the women. Verse 11. They ravished the women means they raped the women in Zion and the maids in the cities of Judah. Go ahead, verse 12 again.
Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind.
To work. Go ahead.
And
That's colonialism.
And the children fell under the wood.
Because some of you might think that the children didn't have to work. I always tell my kids, they don't know how blessed they are. Not just my kids, but all the kids. You know how kids, we get out, even us, well, not us, but this generation. Because when I was young in South, we had to get up 5 in the morning, go out to the damn, take care of the chickens and the cows. That wasn't no damn fun. But today, these young kids, where they wake up and watch Sesame Street and stuff like that, during slave times, you was 5 years old, you was able to walk, carry some wood. You got up sunrise, you went with your mama picking cotton or whatever, even the silver mines. Little kids had to work. That's why, remember in a slave, here in New York, what's that called?
Yeah, I was going to, the burial ground.
The burial ground.
I was thinking,
They found skeletons of, say it on the mic. You whispering in my ear. Say it on the mic.
I went there. They were 2 years old. The children's bones were worn down to nothing. Their muscles, their elbows, their knees are worn down to nothing. They were ages 2. So if you got 2-year-old in here, they was working 20 hours a day.
Right.
The horses got more break than we did. We worked 20-hour shifts a day, 20 hours. We got 4 hours break, if that.
Y'all see that? So y'all see right there, I'm glad you put that on the screen. Here's an example of colonialism, imperialism. A more stronger nation comes to your land, forces you to work the resources of your land and give to them, making them rich and prosperous, and you are poor as dirt. Poor as nothing. Look at this. Right, you see the people, thank you. You see the people, so they didn't just hang so-called Negroes. Y'all see the people hanging in the back on trees.
This is all Central America, South America, North America. This is what they did. This is, you see the cross on the left-hand side?
Yes. Yeah, it's on the left side. See, you got
you got the monk.
The monks, right. The Jesuit priests.
I know people that sitting up here, they looking, they don't see nothing. Go and zoom in on some of those hanging bodies.
Get me that scripture in Galatians 3. You know what I want,
That's
right?
what I was looking at. Y'all ain't looking at that stuff. Look at now. Look.
Y'all see him hanging up there? There's a song called "Strange Fruit." I always forget the lady's name.
Billie Holiday.
Billie Holiday. Strange fruit hanging from the tree. She was from the what? Pop-up tree. Talking about strange fruit was the bodies of our ancestors. So that just did not happen to quote-unquote Negro black people. You see it here. These are examples of what they did to our people. And guess what? Our people are not looking like Edomites either. I see brown complexions. Right, and they're mining below. Wait, look at the priest holding up the Christian cross. Do y'all see that at the bottom right there? And he's an Edomite.
That's why I was saying they weren't looking.
Trying to say, come to Jesus. White. In the name of the... Go ahead.
Read verse 12, please. Verse 12.
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 12. Princes are hanged up by their hands.
That's lynchings. That is lynchings. It says princes were the princes of God. The nation of Israel means prince of God. They're hanging up the princes. Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom went through the same thing. They keep these secrets because they don't want to have a connection. But they hung us on this side also.
Exactly. I hope everybody sees that. Give me that in Galatians. You got it for me?
Galatians chapter 3, verse 13.
Now, this is he's quoting something Moses said. Read that.
Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us, for it is written.
This is what I wanted.
Cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree.
Y'all see that? Cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. So you might say, well, Christ was on the cross. Yeah, the cross was made out of what? A tree! A tree. And it goes with what happened. They literally hung us on these trees. There's a wooden cross, right? I mean, that wooden cross, it was made out of the trees that y'all see. So hanging on a cross, hanging on trees, the Bible's talking about the same thing. Hey, wait, look at the Indian. Look at the Indian on the left, right there, praying with the cross to his face, with the priest giving him some freaking sacrament and a retarded conquistador. Look at his face. They're the devil. They are the devil. I don't care if someone they give you a job today, they might give you some food and welfare, but they are the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Like I said, you work with them. At the end of the day, go home.
Exactly.
You go your way, I'll go my way.
Exactly. Where we at, Officer Liam?
We was in Lamentations.
Where?
5 and 12.
Go ahead.
Princes are hanged up by their hand. The faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind.
Grind means work. Grind means free labor or labor for very little of your own resources. That's what it means. That's what grind is. Read.
And the children fell under the wood.
And they forced our children, our 2-year-olds, our 5-year-olds. If the child could walk, it was working. It was not running around playing with dolls. They worked. Yes.
Just talking about the children, Right there next to the spear on the left-hand side, you have the parent and the child right behind them. Right there in the back. At the bottom in the middle of the screen.
Oh, yes. Under the flag with the blue, right? Yes. Mother and child working. Thank you, brother. I didn't see that one. So our kids, I don't know how good the kids got it today. You did not work. I mean, you did not play like you got these kids playing today and can't sit down upstairs because your mother let them play all day, but that's for another time. Genesis 27:38 to 40. We're still talking about colonialism, imperialism, and slavery. Still talking about it. Come on.
The book of Genesis, chapter 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father?
So now, I'm going to fill in case some of y'all are new. You might not have read the history as of yet. Isaac, our father's about to die. He's about to give the blessings to Esau and Jacob, the boys. Jacob's mother, Rebecca, says, go in there and make believe you're your brother Esau. Right, she knew the plan of the Most High. And this is where, again, Christian apologetics say Jacob was the thief. No, Jacob was not a thief.
That's the reason why I mentioned that, because the white man's the devil that the Bible speaks
Exactly. His mama, Rebecca, remembered the promises of God upon Jacob. Isaac forgot. So Rebecca said, you go in there, you make your voice like Esau, try. He said, Mama, I don't feel like Esau. I don't smell like him.
She said, well, put some Esau cologne on you.
She put some goat's hair on. She rubbed goat's hair in the field on him.
And said, all the hands and all.
Right, this will make you smell like Esau. And put this on so when he touch you, you feel kind of hairy. Jacob said, Ma, I might get cursed. She said, whatever curses come, let them fall on me.
That's proof she knew it was from the Most High.
Right. She was bad. Our foremother, Rebecca, was bad to the bone. She said, ain't no curse going to come in. Whatever comes, it's going to come on me because I know the scriptures. Your daddy old and they're half blind. He forgot.
There you go.
That's what happened. So Jacob go up in there. He gets the major blessing. Jacob leave. Now Esau comes in from the field. La, 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 la. Hey, Dad. Who is this? This is your son Esau. Wasn't you just in here? Come here, let me touch you and smell you. It is you, daggone. Jacob done supplanted you of your birthright. Now Esau crying. Dad, you only got one blessing left. So now, this is where we're at.
Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry, Bishop. Now, when we gave that scenario about Esau crying and I know there was some people out there weeping. I feel it in the spirit. That was God's plan.
That's right. Exactly. Come on, verse 38.
Genesis 27, verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
So he was crying. But watch this.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Meaning the best places on earth, your descendants shall live. Go ahead.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
When the dew comes from the sky, it covers everything. So Isaac is telling Esau, you're going to live in the best places on the world, and you're going to live everywhere, wherever you want to go. That's going to be where you live. But let's see how he's going to get there. Read.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
So how would Esau get the best places and live everywhere? By what?
And by the sword shalt thou live.
Give me another word for the sword. War. That's what he's letting Esau. That's what Christ said. What did Christ say to Peter about? He was talking about Esau. Mm-hmm. He said about that live by the sword. What did he say?
He that lives by the sword shall die by the sword.
Right. He that lives by the sword shall die by the sword. Remember, Esau's prophetic prophecies that he would live by the sword. Everybody understand that? That's some heavy stuff there. Come on.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
And you shall be a servant to your brother. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
When you shall have the dominion, he's talking about Esau.
That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Now, the precept, give me the precept, 2 Kings 8:20. This is the precept, so everybody be on the same page. Don't be confused. This is when Esau got the dominion and broke the yoke from off his neck. Because during the reign of David and Solomon, Esau was paying tribute to us. They were our servants, our slaves. Come on.
2 Kings 8, verse 20. And in the days Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves.
Y'all see that? So they revolted from under Judah and made a king unto themselves. So now, let's go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. So the prophecy upon Esau is that they would live everywhere they wanted to live, and they would do so by the sword, by war. Watch this, Malachi 1, 1 through 4. Now, we read this all the time. Watch this.
The book of Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob.
For God so loved the world. He said, I love Jacob. That's the world he loves. Read.
And I hated Esau.
God don't hate nobody, boy. What?
And laid.
Wait, read it again. Pay attention, boy. Come on.
And I hated Esau.
The Bible says he hated Esau, the white man. Come on.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
Wait a minute. Stop. Pause right there. Give me, let me show y'all something. Give me Genesis is 36, the Dukes.
Yes.
Is it 36?
Yes. 36
Genesis
and 1.
36 and 1. During the time, Okay. During the time of Jacob and Esau, listen, brothers, Esau was not, let me say it again, they were not bums. Read Genesis 36, 1.
Genesis 36, verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elon, the Hittite, and Ahalamath. And
You know what's funny about that? Wait a second. You know what's funny about that? I hear these dumb Christian apologetics say, well, if Esau married a Canaanite, wouldn't their kids come out black? No. Remember, Genesis means what? God was creating and establishing a race. You could have, I remember when I was young, when a black married a white, the kid might come out brown. But today, I see something different happening now. I see black and white marrying, having babies, and the kid come out real light, blue eyes with yellow hair. Anybody else see that? I'm like, but I thought black was supposed to be dominant. Why that kid look like that? It's up. It's the Most High's, what's the word? Give me the word. What? Orchestra design his program. Everybody with me so far? Go back now to Genesis 36.
Genesis 36
I
and
want
2.
the part about the Duke. It's right there because I ain't looking at it. It's verse 40. Jump down. 16. Jump down to the verse he says Dukes. I'm not looking at it. I'm trusting you. 15, 16.
15. Genesis 36, 15. These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Timon, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz, Duke Korah, Duke Gatham, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz and the land of Edom.
Let's look up Duke.
Let's look up Dukes because people looking around. What?
Duke, a male holding the highest hereditary title in a British and certain other, what's that word? Peerages. I don't even know what that means. Fight it out. Go down. Let me see any more words. Let's look for some synonyms. Right, you see under Latin, it says leader. Go down. We have any synonyms, Abiel? Okay, a male ruler of duchy, the sovereign of a small state. A nobleman of corresponding rank in certain other countries. So y'all see that? So a duke was not a peasant. A duke was not a bum. Now jump down to verse 60? I want the where it tells you they was rich. What verse? 6 and 7?
It's verse 7.
Okay.
For their riches were more than that they might dwell together.
Y'all see that? So in the beginning, Esau was not a bum. They were not impoverished. Now let's go back to Malachi.
Malachi chapter 1, verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
This was during what's termed the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages. Watch the next part.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
We are impoverished, but watch this.
But we will return.
But we will return. We will return. Give me another word. Give me another word. Renaissance. Write that down. Renaissance means rebirth. Rebirth of what? Rebirth of the white man in power in the earth. That's what it means when it says, but we will return. And they returned during the Renaissance. Come on.
But we will return and build the desolate places.
Now that part right there. And build the desolate places. Let's ponder. Let's pause right there. When Esau returned, did they use their hands? I'm giving you a hint right there. Did they use their hand to build the desolate places? Who built the desolate places? Our people built they put us in slavery, colonialism, imperialism with the sword and made us build the desolate places for them. That's why you got to know a little bit about history. You ain't got to be a history major, but just have a clue. Read on.
But we will return and build the desolate places, thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down.
So this didn't happen yet, but I will throw down. That's what we read at the beginning of the class with Isaiah 66:15, Habakkuk 3:16, about the destruction. That's the throw down. That's how you know God is black. He said, I'm going to throw down. That's a black man right there.
Y'all know that, right? That's a rap lyric.
That's to be a street sling back in the day when you want to fight somebody.
So, yo, we're going to throw down after this, baby.
Read that again.
They shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness.
They shall call the white man the border of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the people.
And you want to stress that term right there, the people. Because a Christian apologetic will say he only hates Esau. They say, no, it's not all Edom, it's only Esau. No, that's not what it said. It said, and the people. Is people singular or plural?
Plural.
That's why reading is fundamental. Do you let a Christian run rings around you out there? Shame on you. Come on.
And the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
For how long?
Forever.
How long?
Forever.
Forever, forever. So, give me Habakkuk 1:6 now. Habakkuk, let's get some more colonialism. We ain't finished with that.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 1, verse 6. For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation.
Stop. Listen good to what I'm about to say. Again, a Christian apologetic will say, remember how Christians read the Bible? They read it like a novel. They do not read it precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. They don't read it like that. They're taught in theology school, read it from Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. That's how they're taught to read it. From the beginning to the end. That's how they taught in theology school. Just like them Christians we met in Texas. That's how they read it. So when you show them the proper way to read the Bible, to get the mysteries, why are you reading it like that? You're not supposed to read it like that.
You know, it was funny. They were trying to do it, and they was messing up.
They was
terribly.
messing up horribly.
They were trying to do it. They had a reader. First
Right.
he was reading. They didn't say, "Oh, are they doing it like that?" Well, you read now.
So now watch this. Now you see where it says Chaldeans, right? The Chaldeans were listen good, write this down. The Chaldeans were the upper echelon of the Babylonian Empire. Those were their hierarchy, the Chaldeans. But guess what? This is going beyond the Babylonians. Habakkuk is not only taught. Remember what we read in Job 11, verse 6? What did it say? Who can tell me this? No, the secrets of wisdom are double. Is that how it was? I can't quote. Is that what it said? The secrets of wisdom?
And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double.
The secrets of wisdom are double.
To that which is.
So now when you read about, listen good, pay attention. You're reading about the Chaldeans here. Christians will say it's only Chaldeans. See, No. Watch this. Here's the proof. After you read Job, Job's going to kill him, whoever it is. Here's more proof. Here's another precept. Deuteronomy 28, 45, and 46. So their argument is that what you're reading about the Chaldeans only happened during the Chaldean or Babylonian captivity. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Meaning the curses shall be upon you for a sign.
And for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
For how long?
Forever.
Forever. So, now let's go back to Habakkuk. What you're reading about the Chaldean captivity, it didn't just happen with the Babylonians. It happened with the Assyrians. It happened with the Persian Medes. It happened with the Greeks. It happened with the Romans. It happened with Spain. It happened with France. It happened with Germany. It happened with Russia. It happened with Britain. And it happened with America. Everybody with me? Yes, now let's read that again. Habakkuk 1 and 6. This is going to prove that it's going beyond Babylon. Go ahead.
For lo, I raise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land.
Let's see what they do when they came to the land.
To possess the dwelling places that are not theirs.
So you mean only Babylon did that? You mean this white man didn't do this? Are you kidding me? The white man did the same thing. Read.
They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves.
You mean when the white man came to the lands of Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, the Americas, their judgment and their dignity didn't proceed of themselves? They set themselves up as God and Jesus. They set themselves up as the angels of heaven. Or let me say it the Hebrew word, the Alahayim of the heavens. Are you kidding me? Their judgment and their dignity proceeded of themselves. Go ahead.
Their horses also are swifter than the leopards.
You mean when the white man came with the conquistadors, they didn't have no horses? You better believe they had horses. Come on.
And are more fierce than the evening wolves.
They came with these horses, and their conquistadors had armor on. Read your history. Come on.
And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and their horsemen shall come from far.
From where? From Spain even. Read.
From far. They shall fly as the eagle.
What was the symbol of Spain? The eagle. What's the symbol of America? The eagle. So you mean to tell me that it's talking, let's keep it there with the Chaldeans. Oh, no. Listen, these Christian apologetics, the Bible is not there. The Bible is your book. You control the scenarios. You dictate how to help me out here.
You control the whole zone.
Outcome.
Everything.
I'm getting caught up. I'm getting mad up here. You control the outcome. You control how this Bible is to be taught and interpreted, not them. You like, my whiteness dictates how it's to be. No, you're the devil. You don't dictate nothing.
How's somebody going to take my photo album and tell me about what's in it?
Right. Here's a picture of Yahweh Sop. He's going to tell you this is Jack LaLanne. No, nigga, that's Yahweh Sop. I'm telling you it's Jack LaLanne.
Right.
No.
And I'm going to be so stupid and be like, you know what, you might be right.
You might be right.
And it's my doggone book. Pictures of my family, cousins, relatives, all that. And here comes the damn beast going to sit down and say, that book is his book and not my book.
Right. So where are we at, Officer Leon?
Verse 8.
Come on.
And their horsemen shall spread themselves, and the horsemen shall come from far. They shall fly as the eagle that hasteth to eat.
Come on.
They shall come all for violence.
What do you mean when the white man came, he came for peace and love? The Bible says they come for violence. Is that a fact or is that a fictional statement?
Fact.
That's a fact. This man came for violence.
Hey, Bishop, the fact that the brothers are no longer in their lands is a very testament to the violence.
Thank you.
The
Very
fact
good.
that you ain't in Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, and all the rest is a very testament that the violence has taken place.
That's right. Come on.
Their faces shall sup up as the east wind.
Because Spain is in the east. They came from the east. Go ahead.
And they shall gather the captivity as the sand.
That's what they did with our brothers and sisters on this side of the world. Come on.
And they shall scoff at the kings.
What did they scoff at the kings that were set up throughout North, Central, and South America? You better believe they did. Come on.
And the princes shall be a scorn unto
They
them.
didn't give a damn about the princes of like Montezuma, the first and the second, and their sons, and Atahualpa, his sons. They didn't give a damn. They said, to hell with these savages. Come on.
They shall deride every stronghold.
They tore down every stronghold that was established. Go ahead.
For they shall heap dust.
Dust means confusion. Like if you in a fight and somebody throw dust in the air, that's to cause confusion. That's what their Jesuit priests did. That's what their ministers and their popes did. Come on.
And take it.
And what?
And take it.
That's how they took the land. And like we saw the thing you showed, they had articles written in incoherent language. Meaning it's written in English, but the wording was so confusing. It's like, what does this mean? Any of you ever pick up a tax book, like Black's law book or things of that nature? It's confusing. It's like, what does this mean? That's why you got to hire a lawyer to interpret the garbage, because we're not trained to read the foolishness of their writings. That's what they did with Gad when they sat down and said, see, this means this. You go in this part of the land, and it's confusing. They're like, what? Read.
Then shall his mind change, and he shall pass over and offend, imputing this his power unto his God.
Right, now you might be confused with that, just like with ancient Babylon. Listen what they did. When they took Daniel and them into captivity, what did they do with Daniel and them? They said Daniel is what? They just made him a eunuch, but what did they do with him and the brothers that was with him?
They changed their names.
And what else?
Their nationality.
What else?
I don't know.
Right here in the front.
Shalom. And gave them high rank.
They gave them high positions of authority. They taught them their language, education, and all. America did the same thing. Watch the end of poverty. It goes into all of that. How the education we all have. That's what it means. And then shall his mind change. Let's get them assimilated to our empire. We could surely amongst them there's some clever and crafty ones. We can use them. Babylon did it. America did it. Greece did it. Rome did it. Right. Egypt did it too. Thank you. All these great empires did the same craftiness.
Democracy and all that other crap.
Exactly.
Listen, that I was looking at, I said, I think this is the chapter where it's going to say that. I wasn't following along, but I knew you was coming to that when I heard the verse. Read that statement of that verse again. Then what?
Verse 11. Then shall his mind change.
That statement alone is super heavy. Because prior to this, what was this man known for? A wild beast, killing, destroying all over the place.
Verse 9 says violence.
Read some of that 9th verse.
They shall come all for violence.
They shall come for violence. Go ahead.
Their faces shall sup up as the east wind, and they shall gather the captivity as the sand. And they shall scoff at the kings, and the princes shall be a scorn unto them.
That's total meanness that he's showing.
They shall deride every stronghold, for they shall heap dust and take it. Then shall his mind change.
Then shall his mind change. You know what happened there? He says, we're going to live as peace. One race, one people, all that. Why did he do that? To make you forget about how he stole every damn thing. Democracy and all that. Let's all be one people. Hell, you done took everything else. Now you said, let's be one. Then shall his mind change. Now you think they're statesmen. Now they're politicians. Now they're honorable. Now they're judges. Huh? With blood dripping from their teeth, from their fangs, I should say.
We don't.
Then shall his mind change. He shall pass over and offend.
And he offended because he didn't tell the truth. He lied to the people. Go ahead.
Imputing this his power unto his God.
That's white Jesus, Caesar Borgia today. Okay. So from there, give me Luke 21. What time is it?
7:30.
Okay. Give me Luke 21. I'm jumping back a little bit. So now, I pray that you brothers, you Northern Kingdom brothers, you would go on the street and you are not hoodwinked and confused anymore. And you know, you ever hear these dumb, some of these Israelites are so damn, they just annoy me. They say Northern Kingdom cannot be Israel because they don't fit all the curses. But they do fit all the curses. They say they didn't go in slavery on ships. Yeah, a remnant of them did go in slavery on ships. Read the history. The first ones that went on ships was the Dominicans. Oh, you never read that one, huh, old Negro? Just shut the hell. Don't talk to black people. Some of them is. Oh.
If that's the case, though, if that's the case, they'll say that the Native Americans are not Israelites, but the Israelites are in Africa.
Right.
So the ones in Africa, did they go on slave ships?
No.
They're still there.
Right.
So they don't fit the curses either. So you cut yourself with that
There you
stupid
go.
statement.
Y'all
Because the
see
ones
that?
in Africa are still over there. They didn't go on the ships.
Exactly. Do y'all see that? The foolishness behind it. Because they didn't go on, and they did go on slave ships, a remnant of them. So that's what we're talking about right now. Give me Luke 21:19. I'm gonna talk about Africa. I'm gonna talk about our people that's in Africa. We dealt with 10 parts over here. We're gonna talk about Africa. I know some of you in here are African. Luke 21. We're gonna start at verse 19. We're gonna talk about our people in Africa.
Luke chapter 21, verse 19.
And we're gonna talk about the ones who stayed behind. But I just want to touch on the history briefly.
In your patience, possess ye your souls.
When you brothers and sisters come in this truth, you must be patient. You're not going to learn the Bible in 1 week. Impossible. We've just read that the secrets of wisdom are what? Double. So that comes in bits, and you're not going to learn all the double like that. Just be patient. As the Lord opens it up to us, we reveal it to you. Okay, but be patient. Go ahead.
In your patience, possess ye your souls. And when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies.
What year was this, brothers? 70 AD. Read.
Then know that the desolation thereof is nigh.
Desolation means destruction. The word nigh, N-I-G-H, means near. The destruction thereof is near. Read.
Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
The mountains right there is making reference to Africa. Now, let's say you don't have the book Babylon to Timbuktu. Because many times brothers run there. But I'm going to tell you about the danger of running to other books. And I had to learn this watching these Christians with Christian apologetics. What they do, if there's it, give me a book. Just pick something up. No, not that. Just give me a book, not the Bible. I don't want that. Just give me, you got Babylon Timbuktu? Okay, I'll use that one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Now, in Babylon to Timbuktu, okay. Bartolomé de las Casas, whatever. What Esau does, I'm going to just tell you what Esau does. If there's any fallacy in this book, because Esau is very well read. If you and I have read a compilation of 25 books in our life, Esau has read 125 books, maybe more than that. Some Edomites have been brought up to read a book a week, a whole book a week. We were not raised like that. Most of us weren't. Some of us, yes, but most of us, no. If there's any fallacy in this book, and you use this book as a reference, Esau will go, really, that's your reference? And he'll go to that one point that's a fallacy and go, look what it says here. Is that right or wrong? And then you're going to say, that's wrong. He's going to say, so that book is garbage. So now your argument is shut down. Stay in the Bible. Stay in the Bible. We only use other books to help us in our study. But when you battling dumb Christian, stay in the Bible. So now read that again.
Then, and when you shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains.
So now, the next precept you want to go to is where, brothers? Where do you want to go? Yes, on the right, behind Levi. Where would you go?
Matthew 2:14.
You're warm. Let's get it. Matthew 2:13. That's all right, bro. See, the reader if you're teaching, the reader's supposed to know what you mean. We there. You got it, Osa Leon?
Matthew 2, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt.
See that? Egypt is northeast Africa. That's where Egypt is. Read, was that it?
And be thou there until I bring thee word, for Herod will seek the young child to destroy him.
So now, that's Africa. Somebody may say, what other precepts do you have that show Israel in Africa? Let me see, where would you go? Somebody.
The book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1.
Let me hear it.
The brethren, the Jews that be at Jerusalem in the land of Judea, wish unto the brethren, the Jews that are throughout Egypt, health and peace.
Okay, we read Egypt. We got Egypt. Give me something else that's other than Egypt. Because a Christian will say, that's Egypt. He came back. You're trying to say that Israelites ran into Africa.
Isaiah 11:11.
Okay, y'all heard that? Isaiah 11:11. Okay, that's good. Give me another one right here in the front. So write that down. Isaiah 11:11 is a follow-up to Matthew 2:13. Where else would you go?
Shalom. Psalm 105:23.
What that say? Let me hear.
Israel also came into Egypt, and Jacob sojourned in the land of Ham.
No, don't use that one, because a Christian will say that was before Luke. You're trying to say something that prophesied after Christ. Okay, let me hear this young man with the beads on right here.
The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 10.
Let me hear it. Read it.
Phrygia and Pamphylia and in Egypt and in the parts of Libya about Cyrene and strangers of Rome, Jews and proselytes.
I like that. I like that. Write that one down. Acts 2:10. Give me another one. There's one I'm thinking of. I'm just going to give it to y'all if I could find it. Give me Zechariah. Is it Zechariah, Ethan, or is it Zephaniah? Yes, that's Zephaniah. Zephaniah. Get Zephaniah. Thank you. 3 and 10. That's it. Nobody ever pulls this. I want y'all to start pulling this right here.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, verse 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia.
The rivers of Ethiopia, if you ever look at their rivers, go from the east towards the west. Go ahead.
Beyond the rivers of Ethiopia.
Notice it says beyond the rivers. Go ahead.
My supplements.
Suppliance.
Suppliance. Even the daughter of my dispersed shall bring mine offering. And that day shalt thou not be ashamed for all thy doings, wherein thou hast transgressed against me. For then I will take away out of the midst of thee them that rejoice in thy pride, and thou shalt no more be haughty because of my holy mountain.
Come on.
I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of the Lord.
He's going to name who he's talking about. Go ahead.
The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
So you see at verse 13, it says the remnant of Israel. That's what it's making reference to in verse 10. From beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliance, even the daughter of my dispersed. That's the remnant of Israel. God is telling us that a remnant is there. Okay? This is what all of us must understand. Now, back to Luke 21. So all the precepts that was pulled, I hope y'all wrote those down as evidence that Israel went into Africa. All the scriptures y'all pulled were very good, except that Revelation one. But the rest was good.
Luke 21:21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
So he's saying don't go back to the land. Read.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are...
When it says, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled, it's referring to Deuteronomy 28. The curses of Deuteronomy 28. Write that down. Verse 15 through 68. That's what Christ is making reference to. Read on.
Verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days.
Right, those women that got babies and are breastfeeding in those days, talking about 70 AD. Read.
For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
So now, let me see who's thinking. I'm going to see who's thinking. I just told you that Christ is making reference to Deuteronomy 28. Verse 23 here says, woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Only one hand is up. 3, 4. What is Christ making reference to? Come on.
Deuteronomy 28:53.
What does it say? Let me hear it.
And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
Right, very good. That was the siege of Jerusalem in 70 AD. We were eating our children because Rome, what's the word? They surrounded us, put a siege around us, encompassed us, and blocked off all.
The same thing that they did.
No imports, no exports to go in or out of Jerusalem. No water either.
That's the same thing that he did with Gad, what you was talking about with the water.
Right.
And the dams and all that. They closed that up.
Exactly. That's what they did. I'm going to say it again, and Babylon did the same thing. You can read about us eating our children in Babylon because they did the same thing. So back to Luke now.
Luke 21, verse 23. Verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
So now remember, verse 21, Christ told them to run, leave Jerusalem. Why? Because of Rome. Verse 24 says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, meaning those that are caught by Rome shall fall by the edge of the sword. Read.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
Yes, those that Rome caught sold those Israelites into slavery. But remember, a remnant already fled into Africa. Don't forget those 2 points. Read.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
So now. Not yet. A movie's coming out, I think it came out last Friday, called Tarzan. This white man is the king of the jungle too. He makes animals listen to him, niggas listen to him, everybody listen to him. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Everybody listens to this white man. Give me, now the brother Samuel Jackson plays a guy named, was it George Washington, somebody help me? Williams, George Washington Williams. Can you pull his face up? He was born in Pennsylvania. He's a brother. Now you might ask yourself, what does this have to do with Luke 21, verse 21 to 24? It has a whole lot to do with it. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, see on the right, that's a sketch of him. He's a brother. George Washington Williams. This is the character Samuel Jackson plays in the Tarzan movie. Now, I'm going to read it. It says, George Washington Williams, October 16th, 1849. He died August 2nd, 1891. Was an American Civil War soldier, Christian minister, politician, lawyer, journalist, and writer on African-American history. Shortly before his death, he traveled to King Leopold II's Congo Free State. Write this name down, King Leopold II. Now, Captain Isaac and I were talking about that. You remember what you said about it?
Yes. He went over there to the Congo, and he took over the Congo for himself, all the resources, and what he was known for, he would chop off the limbs of all the Africans that was over there.
Exactly.
And he created the human zoos in Belgium.
Very good. Now, we were talking about that. I forgot where it was at, and you said we should get a particular book, and I bought it. Now, go back. Shortly before his death, he traveled to King Leopold II's Congo Free State. Now, the Congo goes from west coast towards Central Africa. Shocked by what he saw, he wrote an open letter to Leopold in 1890 about the suffering of the region inhabitants at the hands of Leopold's agents. Now, his agents included, you had white people and you had Africans of other tribes. That's what he did. Which spurred the first public outcry against the regime running the Congo, since such a regime had caused the loss of millions of lives. Now, there's an article about this man. I want you to listen good. He got no help. He tried to rally, but it said he went to get black Americans to go over there and fight, but that didn't work. Now, I asked you to get me something. Yeah, I want to map West Africa, Congo, because it goes from West Coast into Central. Many times they call it Central Africa. It's huge. It's going to be more central. See Central African Republic? It goes from the DR Congo, that area right there. See DR Congo right there in the center, and it goes to the West Coast. See, it goes all the way down to the side. It's huge. So that's all I wanted, Abiel. Okay. Samuel L. Jackson plays 19th century black activist, but why do we have to learn about him in White Savior Tarzan flick? Very good point. Very good point. Because most people would not have known about George Washington Williams except through Tarzan. Go down. I don't know if I want to read it. I'm not reading all of this. Go down, scroll down. Bear with me a second. Stop. I'm going to start in that paragraph right there where it says in real life. In real life, however, Williams did not look to a white savior to end the terrible treatment of blacks in the Congo. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, Williams traveled to the Congo in 1890 looking to employ black Americans. I'm going to say it again because we might have missed it. He went to the Congo in 1890 looking to employ black Americans. Hold on. Wait a minute. Why are they in the Congo? There's a lot of history we have to catch up on. Black Americans in the Congo Free State, which was headed by King Leopold II of Belgium. Blacks there were forced to collect rubber, ivory, palm oil. If rubber quotas were not met, families of Congolese men were held hostage and beatings occurred. Williams was horrified by the exploitation. Now this is, what's the word, brothers? Colonialism. Can we say the word together? Colonialism. Woo! Lord help me. Williams was horrified by the exploitation of blacks and dedicated the last year of his life to publicizing the cruelty he saw. According to Black Past, the activist wrote Leopold a letter implicating him in the terrible treatment of those he forced to gather rubber in the rubber trade. Now you might think rubber's a billion-dollar industry. It says, these poor creatures are frequently beaten with a dried piece of hippopotamus skin. Hippopotamus skin is thick and hard, called a chicote. Williams wrote about the treatment of prisoners, and usually the blood flows at every stroke when well laid on, but the cruelties visited upon soldiers and workmen are not to be compared with the sufferings of the poor natives who upon the slightest pretext are thrust into the wretched prisons here in the upper river. So now let's exit this and let's go to the next article. Okay, watch to see what the history books are hiding about King Leopold II brutality in the Congo. I want this video. I want that video. Go back to the beginning of that video. And it's only 4 minutes. Pay close attention what's being said. This now, stop, pause. I'm going over this because remember we just went over how many blacks, many Israelites fled into Africa. When you read the curses of colonialism, what we're about to see is what the Bible is talking about. Come on.
And on an enormous scale. The king built the Cinquantenaire to celebrate the country's 50th anniversary. It's become part of the national identity.
The Cinquantenaire is a very expressive symbol of Belgium and of the proud Belgium. In fact, King Leopold paid for it with his own money. But he didn't say so openly, because this would prove that, first of all, he had a lot of money. People would ask questions where it came from, and then he would have to admit that it came from the Congo. So the Cinquantenaire symbolizes this lie about Belgium and about the royal implication in politics about the colonial exploitation.
C'est incroyable de voir tous ces embellissements, toutes ces réalisations, toutes ces richesses, sans une seule référence au Congo et aux Congolais. Après tout, si Léopold II a pu entreprendre tout ceci, c'est grâce à la richesse du Congo, au sang des Congolais, aux souffrances des Congolais, à l'exploitation du Congo. C'est incroyable, cette manie d'effacer le Congo.
The Royal Museum for Central Africa was also built by Leopold and paid for with Congo money. It's a vision of Africa through Leopold's eyes and with a huge dose of homage. Homage to Leopold, who gave the Belgians a colony, and homage to the pioneers who died carrying out the king's wishes. White conquest is mythologized as benevolence, as bringing civilization to the Congo.
Cet endroit laisse un sentiment étrange, un mélange de gêne, de surprise et d'incrédulité. Partout revient le même message. Au Congo, les Belges n'ont fait que de bonnes choses, de très bonnes choses. Ce message à usage interne s'adresse aussi au monde extérieur et dit en substance ceci. Reconnaissez donc l'œuvre civilisatrice de Léopold II au Congo. Reconnaissez la légitimité de la présence belge au Congo.
On m'accuse d'avoir fait fusiller un indigène, ligoté à un arbre. Je suis également accusé d'avoir mené une attaque contre un village, au cours de laquelle beaucoup de Noirs ont été tués. On m'accuse d'ailleurs, ainsi que 5 autres Blancs, d'avoir tué 150 personnes, d'avoir pendu en forme de croix des femmes et des enfants, ainsi que d'avoir coupé les organes génitaux et les têtes d'hommes pour les attacher aux palissades.
There is no doubt that a lot of things happened in Congo Free State under King Leopold II that are clearly unacceptable, that are even scandalous. But one has to look at the sign of the times, and the sort of none of the colonial powers in those days were really softies and had a fairly human approach. I mean, only look at what the Brits and the French and the Dutch who introduced slave trade, or the Germans were doing. So it's not a period of which we can be very proud, but one has to look at it in a particular perspective of time and of history.
Leopold's Congo was a prison state. Africans had no rights, no justice, and no freedom. They were there to serve a voracious European king. Thousands of miles away, Leopold was content that the end always justified the means, and the end was to make money.
Okay, give me the next article now. I think it's the last one. I think it has pictures. And notice he said none of the whites were softies, meaning he was referring to Britain, even America, Spain, Dutch, Germany, and France. And near the end, they all were party to what they did, to what Belgium did. Multinational corporations, the new colonizers in Africa. Before the end of the first colonialism, African nations were properties of their colonial masters, who did what they could to rape the continent of whatever resources they deemed good for the development of their citizens in Europe. Out of nowhere and without any consultation with the people in the continent, the Europeans met, listen good, the Europeans met and divided the continent amongst themselves in what has been termed the scramble for Africa. Through the scramble, France, Britain, Belgium, Spain, Portugal, Germany, and Italy all went on a looting spree, raping Africa of her resources without putting any of the proceeds back for the development of the continent. That's why at the beginning, remember we showed Independence Day. Africa was still a broke down looking people, but the area is rich as hell with mineral resources. Now, here's some photos with the Belgians over there in the Congo. Let's scroll down. You got U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt visited Gambia over there. Go down. I just want to see some pictures. See them all pulling at it. Now, I think I gave you another one with photos. I gave you another article with photos. Might be a link.
This right here is an illustration showing you how all of the nations are pulling on the resources of Africa. That's what this is illustrating.
Okay, good. That's King Leopold right there on the left. Blow his picture up. That's him there. That's the devil right there. That's the devil. Okay. British missionaries with men holding hands severed from victims named, I don't know their names. Notice they're holding hands. They cut people's hands off who did not bring back their quota of rubber.
They're not looking at it. A lot of people are not looking at the screen.
Get the little kid right there.
Can y'all see where the hands are cut off? And then the other picture, the man that was holding, he had his hands, but he was holding another hand.
Right.
From somebody else, an actual hand that was cut off.
Right.
And the white man is making them take pictures showing posing.
Look what they did. This is what Esau did. You didn't bring back the quota, off with your hand. Go back out. Right there. Right there. Remember we read it. We said we got, in Lamentations, we got our bread with the peril of our lives because of the famine. That they were starving the people. Now you got to remember how rich this country is. Look at that. Go back out.
They're not getting it. Some people not even looking up at the screen.
Then they don't want to learn. They don't need to be here. Go back to the Christian church and sing the white Jesus. Go down. Let me see some more pictures. Oh, right there. The man right there with the man sitting down. Right there. Yes, there's books on this. Those are his daughter's hands and feet that he's looking at. His daughter's hands and feet. And he was crying. This story was, and there's a book. Give me my bag. Bear with me a second. Dag, I didn't bring it? No, I didn't. Dag, go on. I had a book that discussed this thing. This is what your friendly neighborhood white man. Now, they said all the wealth that Leopold got, he built that whole, library. He built that whole ark in Belgium and didn't want to tell the people where he got the money. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, right, just like that. That's the man, he's crying. Yes, y'all can see his daughter's hands and feet right there were chopped off. So all the wealth amassed by the European Union, all the wealth amassed by them, you have no idea. You don't think of how they got that much wealth.
Bishop,
yes.
Even though you remember the mayor who was in New York when 2 term, he have his
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg got his money from Black Diamond in Africa, while the African killed.
Also, brother posted an article about Jack Daniels. You know what Jack Daniels, that liquor? Edomite, it was a Brown family, multi-million-dollar family behind the Jack and Daniels company. He told the people, the public, that he learned from a white pastor named something Call. Turns out he didn't learn from the preacher. He learned from the preacher's slave, Nearest Green, who was a genius distiller. He learned it from Nearest Green, the ingredients to make the Jack Daniels liquor we have today. So Jack Daniels is a black invention by a slave. So these Edomites, multi-million-dollar families, they steal everything. They have no culture, no history, nothing. They steal everything, and they hide it. They hide behind lies, like this here.
Exactly. Go back to the photos. Back to the photos. We ain't finished looking at that. Let's go right back there. I know y'all don't want to see no more, but we got to see it. Our mind needs to be expanded. What they did to our people. And I'm saying our people purposely saying that. I know everybody in the Congo ain't Israel, but a lot of them is our people. Get that picture right there with the chains. Down. That picture right there. They had yokes of iron on them. Come on, blow that one up big. Because some of them, well, they didn't have yokes of iron. They had yokes of iron on their neck too, just like you and me. So be quiet. Some of our people went over here on slave ships, some stayed behind.
The fact that it says that Williams asked black Americans in the Congo to help him, right?
That's right.
He said black Americans were asked in the Congo, not Africans.
Right.
Black Americans were asked to assist him from the Congo.
So when y'all, this is gonna help you brothers on the street teaching, because I know I'm guilty of it. We used to curse the African out, but it's a new day. The Most High has opened up secret. He has opened up the secret of wisdom. Cole, you dumb niggas, you ain't listening to me? Okay, I'm sorry, Lord. So, do y'all see the yokes of iron on their necks? This is some heavy stuff. So don't tell me they don't fit the curses. When we teach, brothers, when we teach, it's the listener's job to identify with this truth. It's not our job to prove that they're Israel. Our job is to show the scriptures, if they accept it or not, or believe it or not. And we're going to keep it moving. Okay, what else we got here? That was Leopold. Go back up to that devil. That's the devil. That is the devil. Now go down. Let me see that one whipping right there. Click that. Yeah. Tied up so he can't move. His hands is tied to the sticks there. His feet are bound. And it got the damn black guy from another tribe whipping the hell out. That's the same thing they did to us on this side of the world. Y'all familiar with that history? Talk to me. Don't let me think I'm talking to myself. Let's go back out. Go right there with all them babies. See them children right there. And you got the devil in the midst. All workers. Children, these are kids. 3, 4, 5 years old. These is all little kids, toddlers. And you got the devil right there in the middle, on top, wearing all white. Please.
Hey, Bishop.
Yeah, go back out.
When you was talking about how they were cutting the hands off, right?
Yes.
A lot of people think that just happened to Southern Kingdom. We've talked about it happening to Northern Kingdom.
Right. That's right.
And I will mention this because some of you may have seen it. That movie called 1492, The Conquest of Paradise.
Right.
There's a scene in there when the Spaniards said, "Where is the gold?" He's hiding the gold.
Right. I remember.
And he said, "No, I'm not hiding it." And he said, "He's hiding. He's lying." He said, "Put his hand right here." And the devil chopped his hand off with a sword. Remember that?
Yes.
That was the scene. We used to use it in the film clips
Right.
back in the days. So it's in there. So they showing you on the mass scale, this is what they do.
Exactly. Go down.
Yeah, man, but Bishop, that mean that when we went to Africa, we really were trying to reach our people. With some other Israelite camp didn't think we was doing that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. They think we down there just looking for Africa. We was down there for our own people. Those that believe, let them come. Go down. I'm trying to see the zoo. I'm trying to see if that's on here. Yes. Look at this. Click that right there. They had us in zoos. You talking about the Bronx Zoo. Y'all don't know about the Bronx Zoo. They had us in there first. Now this one here is Belgium. Look at the little girl. Don't feed the animals. And they've given her bread. All the Edomites come from miles around to look at the little black kid.
Yeah, Bishop, man,
Yes.
looking at, that's why when we preach the Bible, people don't understand. Look, that you see their own kids was watching it.
Yes, the children, the
mother
women
was watching
too.
it.
Women and
the
kids.
woman, all of them was watching it. So that means that when we say it from the child all the way up, they're all going into captivity. They must be paid for whatever their father has done. That was a part of it too.
That's right. Go back.
Those kids are your cops today, your school teachers.
That's right.
That's what those kids are today.
There's a woman holding a baby there. That's a zoo. Look at those Edomites come around to look at her. And let me tell you some, in case y'all get simple. They were raping these women over and over and over. Go back out like Sarah Barton, the Hottentot. Was it? I forgot her name. Sarah Bartman, the Hottentot Venus. Okay. That's the brother that committed suicide. Remember this one?
Olga Ben Gay.
Yes.
That was his name.
Ota Ben Gay, right. Do y'all see that? Ota Ben Gay at Bronx Zoo. They had him in the Bronx Zoo. The Bronx Zoo was not elephants and tigers and bears. Oh, my. It was our ancestors in there. Get your mind right. Come out of the Twilight Zone. See it? Shameful pictures of European. That's from Atlanta Black. These are photographs, not cleverly done drawings. These are photos. And it says Ota Benga at Bronx Zoo. This brother committed suicide. He couldn't take it. Walking around, he was forced to walk around with a freaking monkey, making like he was some insane man.
Mm-hmm.
He killed himself.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember how the story went. I think it was a situation where they coerced him to take part in this. And then when he realized how bad his imagery was used to make his whole people look bad, that thought made him commit suicide.
After a while, the mind breaks.
The mind broke down, and he said, "This is not right." And he broke down, and he.
You want to know why we got crazy people amongst us? Go back out. That's Bartman on the right. You're right. That's a drawing of her. They making mockery. Right. They would make jokes saying her butt was so big you could put a little kid on it. Go back out. I don't like the drawing. I want to see the actual photos. Because people think we made this stuff up. People get simple online. You can click the one with the women. Click the one with the women. Go ahead. Yep.
That's
right there.
That's your Rihanna today. That's your Beyonce today. Those are your video vixens. That's them. That's them. That's the past video vixens, live ones. Now it's more dramatized now, more elegant, fashionable now, but it's the same thing, same exact concept.
And they were in zoos, and you know those Edomite men was sexing them. And say Sarah Bartman had a whole big case of syphilis, all kind of venereal diseases up in her. And they right, thank you. They dissected her body, and she was from South Africa. Get some more here. Yeah, this is supposed to make you mad. Oh, this isn't the kind of stuff I wanted to be watching. Go to that one on the right. Blow that one up. Look at them. They're looking through a glass. The Edomites are on my right, which is your left, however you're looking at it. And look at all of the slaves down there. It's a zoo. Look at the baby. Look at the baby sitting right there in the front. You've got to be kidding me. And they made money off of this. Not a little bit of money. I'm talking about they got wealthy off this. They didn't want to tell you, go out and work hard. Yeah, like you did, right? Come on out. Where's the one with Gad? Right there, top right. Now read Jeremiah 50 and 33 for the knucklehead Negro that say the Native Indians didn't go through what we went through. They were in zoos too.
Jeremiah 50, verse 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
What's that word?
Were oppressed together.
Oppressed together. Okay, you showed that one? Okay, let's go back out. Okay, I'll read that one. Blow that up. Let me see what the wording says. At the 1904 World's Fair, 2,000 primitive peoples, in quotes, were on display. Y'all see that? Now, this is Gad and them right there. These are Native Indians right there. But it said 2,000 primitives, so it wasn't just Gad there. You had Judah, Benjamin, Levi there too, to demonstrate the superiority of the white Americans who had evolved further. So this was not in Belgium or France. This was America, the World's Fair. Give me that in Lamentations, I think it's 3, about this is the day, it says they laughed and rejoiced over our fall.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15. All that passed by clapped their hands at thee.
We just saw that with the human zoos. We just saw that. Read that.
They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
We were the city. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. We were the city that the world call the city of perfection. Come on.
Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty? The joy of the whole earth?
We were the joy of the whole earth. Y'all don't know how famous we were. This white man destroyed so much history. We really go, wow, we ain't really nothing. No, we are more famous than you could imagine. We were the fame of the whole earth. That's what the Bible said right there. Come on.
All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for.
Edom waited to destroy us with all the nations, their cohorts. Was that it?
We have found, we have seen it.
Now, give me the video. Sarah Bartman cake, 47 seconds. I want the short one. They did a cake of our ancestor, Sarah Bartman, that was taken into slavery, paraded around. She was taken from South Africa, paraded around butt naked. And white man after white man raped her and raped her and raped her. She died of syphilis, all kinds of STDs. Play that. They made a cake of her. See, they ate the vagina first. This is in Sweden. And this ain't 100 years ago. For you lunatics out there. This was 2 years ago. They cut her up. Literally, they dissected her body. And they put her vagina in a jar. Y'all gonna realize this white man's the devil. He's a vampire. He's a werewolf. He's a Frankenstein. He's a zombie. Whatever name you got, it's him.
I want y'all to see these bastard white kids that's taking pictures of the cake while it's happening. Go back to the picture again. Look at, why in the hell is she taking a photograph?
I would never eat that.
And just so y'all know, that's an Edomite in blackface.
Right.
Crying, acting as if the cake is part of the body. That
Right.
was the point. That's why they filmed it.
Yeah, he's
To show
practicing.
you
He's
how
practicing.
sick these bastards are.
He's practicing for the kingdom. That's what he's doing.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Say
yeah.
it again, Deacon, I thought.
He's practicing for the kingdom. Remember him in the kingdom.
Exactly.
Now, in case somebody gets squeamish as to why I call them bastards,
That's on that side of the room.
Yeah, I know that's on that side. A lot of them didn't even want to look up at the screen. I'll be looking. I'll be checking. A lot of people be trying to run from this history because they still somebody still might have Esau could be saved in the back of their mind.
And you online, give me that scripture, Psalm 78, about share it with your children. You know what I'm talking about? 78. Psalm 78, 5, 6 to 7. Says the dark sentences of this Bible, is supposed to share it with your kids.
Yes, I got it. Psalms chapter 78, verse 6, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children.
See that? Make them known to their children. It doesn't say wait till they're 15. Stop that stupidity. Nobody waited when we were till we were 15 to teach us Christmas. Nobody waited till we were 15 to teach us Thanksgiving. Nobody did that. But when it comes to the truth of the Bible, wait till they get old. That's the stupid things I get emails about.
Right.
Why don't you wait till they get older? Shut the hell up.
I'm gonna back you up, Bishop. Last week it was a brother who came to the early morning class and told me that in the fourth, where that brother at? In the 4th grade, give him the microphone. You got to hear the sickness. Is he here? Stand up. Where that brother at? No, I think it was one of these brothers here. Right? That's the brother right there. Tell the peoples. Listen to this. Matthias, that's the brother Matthias. Exactly, because I remember I asked his name. Brother
Lovely
Matthias, hit him. Hit him in the head hard.
So I think one of the states, so what they're doing is they're teaching the 4-year-olds, they're teaching them about sex and same
This
gender.
is the 4th grade.
Yeah.
In the 4th grade, what are they teaching them?
They're teaching them the sex education, same sex, oral sex. They're teaching everything.
Nobody wait till they're 15.
No, they didn't wait. 4th grade, the LGBT, they were bringing that into the classroom. That's what he was telling me then.
We was in the store, and I ain't gonna call no name. Me and my son and my family was in the store. My son acknowledged he see the devil in his children. I was happy about that.
Verse 6, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their
Do
children.
y'all see this? God is commanding us to teach our children this history, the good part of our history and the bad part of our history. Teach what happened to us. He didn't say hide it. Does it say that? It's something that said we will not hide it?
That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with God.
So he says, don't be like your stubborn predecessors, hard-headed, rebellious. He said, teach it to your children.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ.
YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.